So last week when I was recording at Real World Studios, I picked up a really cool out-of-phase recording trick which really fattens up the bass sound. What you do with this is you want to use the Sansamp plugin, and then you take a basic EQ and you want to run it out of phase, and it really widens out the bottom. So if we just take a listen to the original track with the drums. This is something I did for a remote session recently. Okay, so that's the straight bass just going in DI. There's a little tiny bit of reverb on it, that's all. I just put a little plate on there. And if you now look at this Sansamp plugin, you'll see that I've just basically just messed around with the controls until I got a sound that I like. That's really as simple as it is. There's no real rules with this. But what it does is it kind of creates this cool, almost octave divider, synthy type bass thing. And even the Sansamp on its own sounds pretty good. Check this out. Okay, so now if I add in the EQ, you can see what's happening here with this EQ, just a regular stock Pro Tools EQ. And if I take the bypass off, you can see that I've got the low pass shelf and the high pass shelf stuck in there. I think I'm cutting this, the frequency in the lows at about 62 hertz, and then in the highs at about 6K, or it might be just a little over 6K, but that's about it. And then this little button right here puts it out of phase. So now check it out when it's here. This just really fattens up the sound and really just kind of creates this cool sonic image of the bass just kind of underneath. Check it out. So that's kind of a cool effect there. So it's kind of almost like an octave divider, but without it being an octave divider. It just creates this cool low-end sub to your sound, which kind of almost sounds synth-like to me. Like I said, you got to kind of mess around and experiment with it. But a big shout out to one of the engineers at Real World that turned me on to this, a guy called Patrick. He's just an amazing engineer. If you ever got any projects that you want to do, give him a shout. He's a freelance engineer at Real World Studios down near Bath. Anyway, thought that you guys could kind of get something out of this and start messing around on your home studio setup, and just to enhance that sort of sonic boom in your bass. Okay, until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.